All right, fight fans. In the upset, it was Luis Alberto Lopez over Josh Warrington. Josh Warrington was at home in his own backyard over in Leeds, England. I got this fight wrong. I picked Josh Warrington by unanimous decision. I thought that he would use his great boxing skills to keep Luis at bay, and he would pretty much pot shot him, move, and win an easy decision. But that is not how it went. Let me start out by saying something about Luis Alberto. He did not go over there to lose. It was very clear to me in the first 10 to 15 seconds of that fight, that man did not go over there to lose. I also like the fact that Luis, he answered Josh with everything he did. Every time Josh punched, he punched. Kind of remind me of that of Vander Holyfield against Mike Tyson. I'm talking about the first fight. Vander Holyfield had that strategy of every time Mike punched, he was going to punch with him. And that's what Luis did. Luis basically gave Josh no room to breathe at all. I didn't think that Josh fought the best fight. I thought he kind of got sucked into a little bit of a slugfest, which is really not his style. It's not his cup of tea. And I didn't like the fact that Josh kept suffocating his own punches by leaning in, falling in on Luis, especially in that 11th round when he hit him with that wicked left hook. And it was very clear that Lopez was hurt. Josh did not step back. He kept leaning in. And when you're a taller fighter with the longer arms and you lean in on a guy, you're not doing yourself any favors. You're just suffocating your own punches. It's a reason why Deontay Wilder, some of his best shots would be when he kind of takes a step back and he throws that straight right hand because you can get all your power on it, right? What I would like to have seen Josh do is, if you remember Oscar De La Hoya's fight against Fernando Vargas, when he knocked Fernando Vargas down, instead of Oscar just rushing in on him when Vargas backed up against the ropes trying to clear his head, even though he was still hurt, Oscar kept his distance. He didn't rush in on him. He didn't lean in on him. He kept that distance to where he could still throw his shots and they could cause damage. That's what Josh needed to do here, but he didn't do it. He kept leaning in and he kept coming in so close that his shots had no power on him. Now, this fight was a fight out of all the fights today, and there's at least 5 good fights on today. This was the one I was actually looking the most forward to, and to be honest, the fight didn't disappoint. I thought it was action from beginning to end. I thought that each man, looks like they didn't want to give each other any type of breathing room at all, and especially with Luis Alberto. He didn't give Josh Warrington any breathing room. Now, I'm kind of wondering, was that the game plan? Is that what he and his team planned to do to win this fight? It definitely was a hard fight to score. I don't envy those judges at all. This fight was very hard to score. As you see, Harold Foster had it 114, a draw. The other 2 judges had it 115, 113, which really means they were only 1 round away from even making this a draw. Anyway, we get to the end of the fight. Majority decision. Luis Alberto Lopez, now the new IBF champion. So where do we go from here? Now, the reason I'm asking this is because looking at the way that Josh looked in that fight, I know this was a featherweight fight, but Josh looked like a super lightweight in that fight. I mean, he looked 140 easy, which is another reason why I thought that he had this fight in the bag. I thought he could just kind of bully and overpower Luis, which he tried to do, but Lopez was having none of it. So what do we want to see from here? Do we want to see a rematch of this fight? Now, I'm going to come right out and tell you I do. I think the fight was close enough. I don't believe it was a robbery or anything like that. But I think that the fight was close enough that these guys should run it back and do it again. But what do you want to see from here? Do you want to see these guys rematch, or do you maybe want to see Luis Alberto Lopez move on to an even bigger fight and maybe get a payday? Or do you want to see him earn it again against Warrington? Or maybe do you want to see him go a different direction? All right, fight fans. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so we can keep talking boxing. Other than that, this was a very entertaining fight. Like I said, I was looking forward to it, and it led up to the hype. That's all I got. Holla at y'all later.